Hello everyone, welcome on back to Survival Challenge. So we got the plow hooked up. We are keeping a close eye on the olives, just in case, because that might actually be going down. So the 2,400 here shows max price is 2,600, but in here it shows max price is 2,300. So I think it was a little higher just earlier. So I'm gonna have to check that in a minute or two just to make sure it's not going down. Because sometimes I've had it where if the arrow shows up, it's still going down. I'm pretty sure that's been an issue I've had basically the entire time I've played Farming Sim. Doesn't really go away. Now, we will be plowing up some fields today, and I'm thinking... I literally just thought of this, actually. I might put the grass field towards this hill. Like right in here, right next to this field. I just thought of that. That wouldn't be too bad. I was thinking, oh, where down there will we put a field or something? I think we'll put one here. Maybe it won't be grass, you know. I was just speaking a possibility. But grass would probably work pretty well on it. It's kind of right on the hill. So maybe it won't work the best with a combine. This probably won't be a very straight edged field on this side at least. And that's because that field is very crooked on the bottom. So one crooked field leads to another. Just a way of life. Just a way of life. Because we should be able to get a fairly large field into here. We could actually keep going too. But like I said, we do want to make sure the fields aren't too big. At least right now. Because we obviously do have a fairly small harvester. We'll bring this to like the other edge of this. We'll do roads and stuff, don't worry. There will be roads. And we'll just go up to the road and then we'll have to connect up there. Obviously all of this will have to be soil mapped and limed. Will have to be limed too. Maybe won't be the greatest thing in the world to have a plow on this hill, though. This may not work great. It's not doing too bad. Could be worse. Could be worse. Could just not work at all, so. I'm going to check on the olives here right after this gets connected. Go. So, yep, that's going down. That's going down. Before I forget, I will correct that one edge, though. Oh, that looks significantly better. A lot better. A lot better there. Get that all... get widened out so we should easily be able to make it through there. There may be more paths in the future, like around here maybe, and you know, but we'll do a lot of that will be once we have all the fields or most of the fields done. We'll just make a whole path system, road system for all of them. I may buy the upgrade extension for this too. I think it's $1,500 to get the 18,000 liter capacity, which would allow us to bring the olives in one shot. Yeah, customize. Yeah, $1,500. And we can actually bring it in one shot versus two. I think it's a little ways until another pallet of olives spawn. I think we have, I think the chickens might need food too, so I'll actually grab a little bit for them first. Yeah, I'll double check, but I think that's the next pallet for olives is not even halfway ready. I think this is where we've sold them before. This will be a nice $40,000 jolt to the bank account. It will allow us to buy the wrapper in the future. We won't buy that right now. We're not in need to have it wrapped yet. We don't need the bales wrapped quite yet. And I'm sure we'll make sure that like, this field is harvested, and that's priority over wrapping bales that don't need to be sold until December, January. And it only takes 2 months, 3 months for it to ferment. But the soybeans will be ready during its high price. Alright, here we are at the sell point. Get this backed into here. We'll be sitting very, very nicely after this. And next month we'll be sitting even better. I'd assume that'll be another 40 grand or so from the soybean harvest. There we go. That would be what, 40 grand? 45? Yeah, it'd be like 45. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'm sitting at 75,000. Obviously, we do have 35,000 eventually coming out in the next 2 months or so. And after that, we'll have a combine. The bale wrapper is just kind of priority because, well, we have the bales sitting and just needing to be wrapped at this point. But then we'll make sure we get a new harvester, a much needed upgrade. Much needed. It'll allow us to actually probably combine some fields. Try to keep this somewhat straight. Yeah, this will probably go right to the road. Probably about the same width. Which probably won't take too long to harvest. We also don't have a huge drill. You know, that's the thing. Once you get more land is when you're really thinking, okay, we need a new drill, you know, new tractor. So all of a sudden what you had just isn't big enough. I think with that drill we can add a second one to it. So we could do that. Try not to plant 2 different crops at the same time though. In that flatter area where there's bales right now, that might be kind of like a secondary farm almost. Maybe cows will go down there or something. Productions. It's fairly flat. I don't know if I'm going to plow too much of that. And well, you can kind of see the edge of our land based off of where that little grass you can kind of see is. That would be the edge of our land. But right now, we're probably looking at 2 more fields. I'd almost want to do, I feel like we could do more. But then all of a sudden we'd have 7 fields. That would almost be too much. Too much to have. Same time, a new harvester probably isn't super far out at this point. So we could have a larger field, put like canola in it, longer growth time. And, you know, in the year it takes that to grow, we might be able to have enough money and buy a new harvester by then. This is always the toughest part, is making the areas where you're going to have your new fields. Making the decisions of, all right, where's, you know, in several years from now in game, when we have a small farm down there, how big is it going to be? I'm trying not to obviously eventually take the field away. Let's put us right at the edge. I may have to go up there and make sure we get it straight that direction too, going towards the roads, trees. Well, I think I'm going to do a time lapse. We will do, you know, getting the outlines of the fields done, and we have time. Maybe we'll fill one out. It'll take a while for us to get all the fields obviously filled out. We're not going to take one whole time and just do every field. It will take a while, so I will talk to everyone once the time lapse is done. So we're just filling in. Alright, we're just filling in this field here. Just about done with it. Not too many more strips. Not too many more. I did just realize, though, since we don't have a scout right now for soil sampling, we'd either have to hold on and wait and do this whole section at the same time, or we'd have to buy numerous soil samples. And a scout is 17 grand, I think, 17-ish, 17, 18. I'd have to check on what the price is for this piece of land. It might be cheaper, honestly, just to buy it 2 times or something and call it there. You know, if we do this piece and that piece, we'll get those plowed up, and then we'll, you know, buy that and then lime it and everything. That might be not too bad, and then do those bigger ones, which the bigger ones aren't as important, since those will, well, I'll probably have canola or something in there, a longer growing time crop, so we have a little bit of time to try to get a bigger combine. Because both of those fields would take absolute ages right now. I'm sure we could split them up for the time being if needed. You know, if we're only going to do like one harvest in them, and then we'll have enough to buy a new combine. Yeah, right now we don't have a lot of need for grass though, so maybe I might put an actual crop into both of these. You know, soybeans or, you know, sorghum, oats, whatever it may be, into both of these here, at least for the time being. Then once we are in need of more grass or hay, it might be one of these fields be turned into that. Because we don't have a lot of sheep, and even with the pen full, I think it's 25 or 30 sheep. I would imagine if we keep up with it, we could definitely have enough for them. I'd like to get this finished, then we can make roads, and I'll make it look a little bit more complete than just random squares and rectangles on the map. The weird looking crop circle, you know. Usually they're circle. Yeah, I think we'll have a road in between all of these fields. That way we can kind of drive wherever we need to go. I will obviously charge myself for it. Like I've explained before, I have the mod, so it's free. I just charge myself, so if I mess something up, I can, you know, not spend an arm and a leg to fix it. I probably don't charge myself enough for it, but it's something, you know. It's more than zero. So I'll have to remember this little piece in here too. Make sure I figure that in. Just one more strip after this. Yeah, soybeans will be ready next month. We'll be in 100 grand then. We still have the bales though down there, the wrap. I don't know. I'm hoping next year at this time maybe we'll have a harvester, a new harvester. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I would think next year at this time. Because we'll have eggs to sell by then. Then we'll have whatever crop we decide to harvest in the winter. Maybe oats or sorghum or something in the soybean field. Then olives will be again. And, well, shortly after that we'd have the other field probably ready if I put soybeans in there again. I would think we'd be setting pretty well at this time next year, and we can buy a new harvester. And whatever the silage will make. Not 100% sure on that one. Haven't checked how many thousands of liters we have either. Usually about $500, I think, per 1,000. This. Good. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. You can see we really are built like right to the edge. You know, and maybe honestly if we do bees, and we could put a small hive here and almost right on the edge. That way some of these fields would get the little bonus yield for it. Yeah, because bees are something that really wouldn't cost us much to do. And I think we would make quite a bit from it. Long term, we would make quite a bit from it. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised how well that lines up. Looks fairly straight going through there. If I remember right, first survival challenge, it did not look very good the first time. I think I slowly made it better over time, but it looks to be fairly good. Yeah, I think next time we'll be finishing out that field maybe. Maybe if we get time with the soybean harvest. Obviously, soybean harvest will be priority number 1. That is the high price that month, June, for soybeans. So, anyways, that is everything for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.